Welcome to the very first Marley Bird Kids Craft Camp. In this video, we are going to learn how to make these really cute cup and ball games. I don't know if you caregivers out there used to play with these little games when you were kids, but I know I did. Every time I went to Cracker Barrel for lunch or dinner with my family, I would see like a mass-produced game like this, and I would always buy it and always take it home and have so much fun. Now I'm going to show you how to make a DIY style ball and cup game for the kids in your life. You need a couple tools for this and a couple of materials, so let's go ahead and take a look down here and see what those include. Let me change the view up. And here we go. Okay, so these are what we will be making, and the first thing you will need obviously is a toilet paper roll. And so these toilet paper rolls, when the toilet paper was finished at our house, I was like, hey everybody, I need to save these toilet paper rolls, and so we did that. I had some toilet paper that came with this nice kind of white cardboard and others that came with this brown cardboard. Both cardboards will work. You don't have to go to the store and buy any particular cardboard, or I know that there are different places you can actually buy sets of toilet paper rolls. You know, just finish what you're using and use what's left over. Great way to recycle. For this, once you have these toilet paper rolls, you want to go ahead and grab something to decorate them with. So I have Sharpies out here. Might not be exactly what you want to use with little ones around, but I figured this was a great way for me to use markers that will show up on camera for you. But you could use crayons, you could use colored pencils, you could just use stickers, you could use washi tape. Sky's the limit. If you really want to go in deep, you could even get like some glue and buttons and stuff and just have some fun with it. Totally up to you. Along with that, you're also going to need some wood beads. And if you don't want to use wood beads, you could also use plastic beads, pony beads. It was suggested earlier that maybe you attach a pom-pom instead of beads, maybe for kids who want to put stuff in their mouth a little bit more. I thought that was a great suggestion. So you're going to need some wood beads. I got these ones at the Dollar Tree, so they were only $1. Really great because they come in a plethora of different colors, different sizes. The only thing I found with these is that I did need to use a tapestry needle. It's just a yarn needle, so it has a blunt tip, and that allowed me to be able to get the yarn through the actual eye of the bead. I don't know if it's called an eye, but you know, the whole of the bead. There's also other beads. These here, they're sort of like the macrame beads that you could find at Joann's. I think I actually purchased these at Joann's. And I put a link to these on the blog post, which is linked in the video description box down there below. So you can always check that out. But you could get different size beads, smaller, larger, whatever is best for you. So in the video today, I think I'm going to use this one so that way you can see very easily how we will work that up. So some beads, and you're going to need a little eye needle or yarn needle to get it through these type of beads. We have our toilet paper roll, we have our decorating supplies, and the next thing you're going to need is some string or some yarn. And for this project, we're going to use Red Heart Super Saver yarn. For those of you who might not know, I am the national spokesperson for Red Heart yarn, so of course we're going to use some Red Heart, and it is great for projects like this because the Red Heart Super Saver is 100% acrylic yarn. It's really strong and durable, and you know what? It should last just as long as your toilet paper roll lasts. So that's a really good yarn choice. As far as colors, there's lots of different colors that Red Heart Super Saver comes in. And of course, my daughter picked this one out because it's bright and cheery and vibrant. It is called Black Light. I will turn this so you guys can see. It's called Black Light. And there's lots of colors in here for boys or girls. It doesn't even matter what kind of shade you like. You might be able to find it in this particular yarn. You don't have to use Super Saver either. You could use Red Heart Soft if you want in just a solid color. Whatever works for you. Those of you who are my yarn ladies and guys out there, you probably have a bunch of yarn in your stash. You can just grab some and pull it out. So along with all of this, you are going to either want a kid or have a kid in your life that you can give this to, or if you're like me, once you start making these, you just are like, oh, I gotta go this way. You're like, I wanna keep doing it. I just gotta keep playing with it. I called it the original fidget spinner earlier. Anyways, so I have my daughter here with me. She is fielding the questions over on YouTube. So I'm going to say hello, Alora. And do you have any questions so far?
Yeah, Saya Boo, I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name right, but she asked, what are you making?
I am making a ball and cup craft game. So this is a DIY game, super easy. We're just going to add a bead to a string, tie it onto a paper towel holder or a toilet paper roll. We're using toilet paper rolls today. And then the object of the game is to get the bead through the toilet paper roll as often as you can. All right, so here we go. First thing we're going to do is get your toilet paper roll, and let's go ahead and start off by decorating it. And for those of you who have kids like I have, I think it's always smart to be the first thing to do is to put your name on the toilet paper roll. So for this one, I'm actually going to make this for my son, Caden. So I'm going to put Caden's name on here. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to have any sort of arguments of whose is whose or that one's mine or blah, blah, blah. So it's always best just to start off with the name, put it somewhere. If you don't want it on the outside, I would put it on the inside just to mark that it is yours. Once you've done that, go ahead and start decorating that. Believe it or not, my son Caden's favorite color is purple. So I think I'm just going to do some fun, just geometric shapes and squigglies and all sorts of fun things. And all you do is rotate the toilet paper roll around and just have some fun with it. If you're one of those caregivers that maybe you have some paint around, if you wanted to do like finger painting on it, you could do that. I mean, you can make this as extreme as you want, as easy as you want. I mean, it's just a little fun thing to do. And I know that when I was a kid, my brother and sister and I, we would get these and we would play with them all the time. And remember I told you we got them over at the Cracker Barrel. We would play them and we would have contests of who could get the most balls in the cup in a certain time frame. So you could absolutely do this. This is a good like downtime sort of project. Once you've decorated your toilet paper roll, it's time to go ahead and get things started with the yarn and the beads. So we can set this aside. So I'm going to set that aside. And go ahead and select what bead you want to use. So for me, I'm going to use this nice, really big kind of macrame wood bead here. And I'm going to take a length of yarn and I'm just going to thread it through this bead. And it should just work right on through. And because I'm on camera, watch, it's not going to work. It's all getting stuck right there at the top for me. So let me just poke it down. There we go. All right, see? So when you use a big bead, it doesn't really matter. It's not that hard other than it's because it's wood. It's a little bit rough inside there, but it's all right. So once you get that thread on, let's go ahead and tie the string around this bead. So kids, this is what you do. You have your string through the bead. Go ahead and cross your string over each other. See how my green one is on top of my purpley pink color? I want to take my green and I want to wrap it underneath my purpley pink color and bring it out. See how that's a tie? Pretty cool, right? So now you just give that a nice pull. So we just tied it once, but we want to create a knot. So we're going to do that again. So I'm going to go ahead, take my green, put it over top of my pink purpley color, and then tuck the green underneath. And then give it a pull again. Pretty neat, right? So I'm pulling it really nice and tight. And because I'm using acrylic yarn, remember, that's not going to give. It's not going to budge. So when I go to snip this, I'm going to leave myself a little bit of slack here. So that way I have a little bit of wiggle room if this starts to loosen up a little. And I'm just going to position my knot a little bit on the inside of my bead. See that? All right, so we're almost there. Go ahead and take your toilet paper roll. Drop the bead through the toilet paper roll and bring it on out just like before. So this time we're going to tie a knot just like we did around the bead, only we're going to do it around the toilet paper roll. And the big thing here is we want to make sure that we leave enough string from where the knot is so that way we get a good length of yarn with the bead on it to be able to play our game. And what's really neat here is, if I can get this to work, this is the original fidget spinner. See how it went through? All I have to do is turn my little game over and I'm ready to play again. Kind of fun. Okay, so here we go. I have my bead wrapped through my toilet paper roll. I'm going to take the bead string and I'm going to put it on top of the regular string. Then I'm going to put the bead one, I'm going to wrap it around the regular string, just like that. See, I have a little tie there. And now I'm going to make sure I tie it. So there's the first one. We want to do that again, remember? So we put the bead over the string, put the bead through the center, and tie it again. All right, so I'm going to move that knot to the inside of my toilet paper roll, and all I do is I just scooch that yarn. Okay, I just scooched it. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to snip the extra yarn off. Can you see it's in there? It's just kind of just laying in there, no big deal. And that's it, that's it. All right, I'm done with the yarn. My string coming from the knot attached to the bead is right there. And let's go ahead, switch views real quick. All right, here we are. You ready? You want to make sure, first off, let me tell you, you don't want this to be super long, otherwise it's going to hit you in the face. So I know that some people like to keep it just about 2 inches. I like mine a little bit longer, so I think it's a little bit more difficult. So let's see if I can, there we go. And see how it went all the way through? So now all I have to do is rotate my game and I can play it again. And there we go. Rotate my game. Let's do it with my left hand. Oh, talk about coordination. Laura, do you have questions while I'm playing? Why don't you ask a question?
Okay, so Sassy asked, what is your recommended length for attaching the bead to the roll?
Oh, that's kind of what I just answered, huh?
Yeah.
So, you know what? Like I just said, I know that I have friends that suggested just keeping it about, 2.5 inches from the top, so it would be like that long, okay? Then you don't have the risk of it hitting you in the face and stuff. But I like to keep it a little bit longer. And the cool thing is with this knot on the inside, let me switch camera views again. With the knot on the inside, I can actually position that knot a little bit lower and it cinches this up a little bit more. So you have a choice of how long you want it to be. I think that the longer it is, it's a little bit harder. Do this, guys. Do it with your opposite hand. It's really not that easy. This one here is shorter. You can see there, I did that one a little bit shorter. And apparently it doesn't matter if it's short or long. I really struggle with it. It's the eye-hand coordination. So for you kids out there that have a lot of electronics and I know that they have to charge, or sometimes you get them taken away and your parents are like, go play, go have fun. This is one of those things that you can have fun with. Super easy, super cheap, fun thing to do with your kids, maybe with your little brother, little sister. Maybe you're a babysitter and you want to do this with the kids you're babysitting over the summer. It's just a fun little game to do. So if you are new to all of this Kids Craft Camp with Marley Bird, every week we are going to have a new video with a new craft. The full set of projects and supplies, in case you want to participate, is over on marleybird.com. I did put a link in the video description box right down there below. While you're down there, smash that like button, as my kids say, to let other people know you enjoyed this video. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that and hit that little bell so that way you are notified whenever I go live here on YouTube. I think that's it for today's video. Make sure you go check out the project list for next week's video, and I will see you then. Let's go ahead and do our exit stuff here.